Hello, it's the 19th of May 2025. I've done a 6-card random draw after shuffling with Blank Mind with the Terror of the Abyss. First card we have is the Five of Wands. Have you ever seen two birds fighting? Their wings flap wildly and violently as they fall through the air. They look as though they're about to come crashing to earth, but at the last minute they spread their wings and take flight again. Similarly, the Five of Wands is the card of completion and strife. It most often predicts that some sort of disagreement is about to enter your life. It can also indicate a competition of some sort. If it is the latter, the Five of Wands will stir something inside of you. A need to rise to the challenge and prove yourself worthy of the prize. It will drive and motivate you to push through. As this card is still part of the suit of wands, the disagreements it signifies are typically external arguments as opposed to internal conflicts that might be indicated by the suit of cups. Regardless of the specific form of conflict that it represents, know it will be one that will certainly stir you in some way. The next card is the Hermit, number 9. She walks alone in the desert, searching. Her withered face reveals the tests of time she has seen and surmounted. The Hermit has no regrets. She has gained profound knowledge of the material world, yet senses that there is more to reality than simply what is visible. In her right hand she grasps a large snake, a symbol of renewal and rebirth. As the snake sheds its skin as it grows, so shall the Hermit shed her old self and re-emerge wiser and more whole. Her left hand appears to radiate light, illuminating the path, one step at a time. Her journey is a slow one, but she is in no rush. The Hermit has deliberately removed herself from the world in order to subdue the conscious mind. When the Hermit appears in your reading, it augurs a time for soul-searching and introspection. This voyage must be solitary. It cannot be achieved through others. It is a soul journey that requires inward attention. Perhaps you need to take a break from the business of life and focus on reconstructing your inner self. The snake moves slowly and is a grounded animal. Therefore, be like the snake. Be sure that regardless of the things going on in your life, particularly if it is a more tumultuous period, that you remain grounded. Do not rush. The Hermit is calling you back to center. You must be still in the midst of your storm, so that you may discover balance and answers you seek. Next card is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands sits meditatively in front of the growing fire, having received the fuel from the Page of Wands and the fire elemental from the Knight of Wands. She bears the all-important task of igniting the fire. While the court cards before her provided the raw materials for the fire, her function is to bring the fire into being. As a queen should, she tends to the fire with great care and ability, seeing that it remains lit, sharing its vital warmth and light with all. The Queen of Wands in a reading indicates a warm, outgoing individual in your life. She is one who is dedicated and will give her total attention to any task she undertakes. It is her ability to focus her energy inward that allows her to harness the creativity energy of the suit of wands. Like any queen, she is confident in her abilities and optimistic in nature. Next card is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a happy card, one I'm eager to receive in a reading. It's a card that signals stability and a sense of completion. In drawing the Four of Wands for the Tower of the Abyss, I wanted to somehow capture that moment of pure, unbridled happiness when you celebrate a major milestone. Reflecting on those moments when I have felt happiest and most celebrated as a person, I came upon the idea of a birthday party. The woman in the card is seated before a birthday cake with a look of sheer joy on her face. The cake has been prepared to her taste, especially for her. We can almost hear the off-tuned chorus of a loved one singing happy birthday in the background. In a moment she will close her eyes, make a magic wish, and blow out the candles to seal her wish's success. Regardless of how old we are, it is a moment of pure, almost childlike joy and jubilation. The Four of Wands calls out to you to savour your success and take a moment to reflect on your accomplishments. There are different ways this can come into play. It may be an actual celebration, or it can come in the form of an unexpected event, one that will usher in a new period of your life. Next card is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords rests her head contemplatively upon the hilt of her sword, allowing its metallic coolness to centre and still her. She makes use of that stillness to channel the knowledge emanating from the sphere of light affixed into the sword's pommel. She is introspective and reflective, characteristics indicative of a strong queen. There are times when she must be as still as the night, yet as swift as an arrow in her decision-making. The Queen of Swords rules with her head first and her heart second, reason trumpeting her emotional yearnings. Yet she bears a certain wistfulness. Hers is the burden of leadership, of making the difficult, often unpopular decisions that nobody wants to make, yet everyone expects of an effective ruler. Hers is the burden of putting a public responsibility above her private desires. It is no easy burden to bear, and there are times when it leaves her feeling very alone. In those moments of despair and despondency, she returns to the safety and security of her faithful blade, the keen and piercing intellect and indomitable will that have always safeguarded her on her journey through the twists and turns of the mysterious labyrinth. Regardless of how unpleasant it may be, the Queen of Swords must always face the truth in a situation with dignity and poise. Many people find this to be too much, preferring instead for the truth to be shrouded or silenced in order to spare their feelings. The Queen is afforded no such luxury. Likewise, there are times when we have to harness the energy of the Queen of Swords, revealing truths to others they don't want to hear or are presently incapable of seeing. Alternatively, there are times when we ourselves may have summoned someone in our lives who is embodying the energy of the Queen, showing us aspects of ourselves we don't particularly wish to acknowledge. True friends are there to comfort and care for us. However, they also play the essential role of pointing out our poor choices or faulty judgments. If you are being called upon to play the part of the Queen of Swords, remember that it's not just what you say, but how you say it. By phrasing and framing your critiques constructively, you are much more likely to have your message heard. Alternatively, if a dear friend or trusted companion is presently pointing out possible lapses of judgment on your part, have the courage and trust to at least consider their point of view. And the last card we have is the Two of Wands. A merchant peers out into the distance, his facial expressions and clothing are rugged and shrewd. He is not one to be trifled with. He appears to be deeply concentrating and far-thinking. Perhaps he is planning his strategy, or considering the potential pitfalls he will have to guard against to bring his plans to fruition. From his many years of experience, he knows that the success or failure of his plan depends heavily on how carefully he lays out his strategy, how detail-oriented he is, and how well he anticipates and guards against the inevitable challenges his plan will face. The Two of Wands is a card about taking risks and moving your plan forward. Ideas are a great place to start, but now you need to plan carefully in order to put them into action. Whereas the Ace of Wands represents that initial spark of creativity and inspiration, the Two of Wands symbolizes the active force that is needed to put it into motion. Many people have great ideas, but it takes a very special person indeed to go through the hard work of planning, preparation, and laying the groundwork for the successful realization of those ideas. Should the Two of Wands appear in your reading, get serious about planning and preparing to bring your dreams into reality. So there we go. That's a 6-card reading of the Tarot of the Abyss by Tourian. I hope it's helpful. Please be excellent.